I want to bring in now David Drucker. He's the senior congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. Hi, David.
Hey, good to see you, Arthel.
Good. We're going to start there. Do you take Senator Feinstein's comments at face value, or is there another? It was truncated, I will say, but I want to ask, is there some level of political protection to be read between the lines?
Well, Senator Feinstein has a history of being pretty plain-spoken and forthright, and when she has issues with her own party, with President Obama, she's been pretty open in saying so. So I definitely take her comments at face value. I think, the issue here is the administration oversold, I think, Bergdahl's situation, and I think they undersold the danger of releasing the Taliban 5. And had they just been forthright about Bergdahl's situation and the risk posed by the people they released, I think it's possible this would have gone down differently. It clearly would have gone down differently in Congress if at least some senior leaders had been notified in advance, even if they were asked to keep quiet. And I think that the administration, while justifiably concerned about leaks, if you're telling many members of Congress, the senior leadership can be trusted. They've proven that over time. And there was no reason why they couldn't be notified in advance and just said, look, I know you may not like this, but you're going to have to sort of shut up and take it while we complete this deal.
Yeah, and here we sit a week and a day after the president and the Bergdahls appeared in the Rose Garden there, and there seems to be a consensus in Congress regarding whether the deal should have been made and how it was handled. That seems to be the theme that keeps going forward, and as you said, it's happening across party lines.
That's correct. And I think if you look at this, let's look at how the administration has presented it. They've said that you always do anything possible in order to bring home a prisoner of war. Well, of course, you want to do anything you can to bring home a prisoner of war. But would we have emptied Gitmo? Let's had a real high-value prisoner, such as an Osama bin Laden that we had not released. Would we have exchanged him? We probably wouldn't have done any of those things. And I think that it would have just been better if the administration had talked about the difficulties and the choices instead of trying to make this so clear-cut. And that goes to Susan Rice's comments about honor and distinction in terms of how this gentleman served. Had they just said his record was spotty, but we don't leave anyone behind, and that's ultimately how we decided to go in this case, I think the American people and even many members of Congress who felt like they were supposed to be notified would have at least felt like the administration was being honest about the dilemma here, and they would have appreciated the dilemma. And instead, you're getting this kind of backlash because a lot of what people are hearing doesn't make common sense to them.
And then so as we move forward, David, I wanted to ask you if you think that Congress will stay in lockstep as they try to push the administration on how it plans to enforce some of those key details in the agreement that was made for the swap.
I think what you're going to see from Congress is pressing the administration on the fact that the president decided to skirt the law and not notify Congress 30 days in advance. Now, there is a legitimate separation of powers battle here between the executive and the legislative, but the president sort of never really acknowledged that, and I think Congress, especially in the sixth year of a presidency when Congress is going to be a lot less hesitant to oppose an administration's actions they don't like, they're going to keep pressing on this point most of all, but particularly as well the danger that the Taliban 5 poses. When you say that, look, it doesn't affect national security to release them, I think that's something that many members of Congress are just simply not going to believe.
Yeah, lots of questions to be answered. David Drucker, I appreciate your time this afternoon.
Thank you.